couple you were when this first started.
In your prime.
Yeah. Third, a lot of things that's got on my nerves that you did and what I did to get on your nerves, we've been back and forth with this shit. Fourth, the final one, outside interference. That's what comes with a lot of breakups lately. It's too many people and too many other motherfuckers' relationships that the two that's in the relationship, they don't even have the conversations that they supposed to be having because they didn't involve everybody fucking else into their shit. So when your girl probably go back to her homegirl or one of her peoples and tell her, well, I'm getting tired of him doing, well, he on the phone too much, talking to his homegirl, or the nigga just on some shit like, well, motherfucker, you on Facebook, you're not tending to the business that you used to tend to, and that's what
she don't do things like she used to do.
Yeah, she don't do. You're not probably doing something that you used to do, and she's not doing something that she used to do, and it always falls. The relationship falls slap on his fucking face because guess what? Y'all done ran to too many motherfuckers instead of addressing that shit to each other. Exactly. Because like everybody say, and this is the problem. Just because you're in your house and you're on your phone and you're on your computer, twiddle fingers on Facebook, that's still not in-house, motherfucker. That is media tooken. That is given out to the fucking world. That's not staying in-house with the shit. And that's what 90% of the problems with relationships happen these days anyway. It's too much information that everybody in a relationship is fucking dealing out on fucking Facebook. And that's where the female that he probably want is chiming in like, well, what do you think you're gonna do after this? Or the good nigga's gonna be like, well, what is your plan to get over this shit? Some of the motherfucking future people that y'all probably gonna be with is the motherfuckers that's probably trying to either help y'all ass stay together or trying to break y'all ass up. And that's all that it is to this shit. Because when you are dealing with someone else, you gotta know your pros and fucking cons. If you don't know who the fuck you sleeping with, then you've just been played for a sucker the whole time. You think her name is Crystal, her real name is Felicia, and then you all fucked up. Crystal's just a bitch that live in her fucking head.
Now, I need to chime in on this one because I so totally agree, Swan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the effect of like people, I can't stress y'all enough, man. I really can't, especially to my females, man. Leave Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of that shenanigans, leave that out of your relationship. Please. Y'all females just don't understand how bad social media is for relationships come the 21st century. Like, usually, like, in the time when my mama and daddy was getting in, the only way, like, the reason why those marriages, like back when my grandma and granddaddy was getting in, the reason why those marriages and those relationships lasted for so long, you understand what I'm saying, is because at the end of the day, they understood what it meant to stick it out. You hear me? They understood that. And I feel like with social media coming into play, it gives light in the wrong manner to each relationship in its own way. Because on the female side, she's running Facebook every time we got a problem. Hashtag niggas ain't shit. Hashtag I can't take this no more. Hashtag I'm single. But the whole thing about it is if you go back and look at all these posts that you putting on Facebook, whatever the case may be, you pretty much cursed your relationship before it got started.
And then a lot of y'all and this is another thing, so many people are afraid to go out into the world and meet someone that you have shows like Catfish. Like, you found yourself getting caught into a tangle of a fucking web of lies because you didn't want to go out and find somebody. It's not hard, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not saying. Another aspect of that is like this. The other reason, I definitely agree with what Twan was going, but the other reason that catfish came into play was it came, like I personally believe that it came from one specific person, rather male or female, that honestly they were involved in a relationship and they were unhappy. You understand what I'm saying? And what wound up happening was, rather than turn to their mate and express their pains, their agonies, and so on and so forth, they rather take to social media and, you know, voice what it was that that was bothering them in their relationship, and that drove them into the arms of another. Now, in two ways, this plays out bad because, fellas, I know that, speaking from a man's point of view, I know that a lot of the shit that bitches be talking about sometimes, women be talking about sometimes, sorry ladies, be pointless. It seems like it's pointless. You understand what I'm saying? It seems like it holds no weight. It really seems like, at the end of the day, this ain't putting no goddamn food on my table. This ain't putting no motherfucking money in my pocket. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to hear it. You understand what I'm saying? But you, like, at a certain point in time, you gotta listen to your broad, man.
Yeah.
You got to listen to your broad, man. You know what I'm saying? And you and every man can tell rather what she's kicking is some garbage or what she's kicking is really genuine how she feels. But you have to listen in order to be able to pick through what it is and decide what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's always that one time where you didn't want to listen, where that fat ass nigga round the corner, or that bitch ass nigga round the block, or that nigga that she best friends with that you was uncomfortable with from the jump, she gonna hit him up and be like, yo, can you meet me somewhere? You know what I mean? I just need to vent. Now, guess what you got to worry about? You got to worry about not only watching your broad, but you got to worry about when she gonna leave you for this nigga, because eventually she is. You know why she gonna leave you for this nigga? Because he's not listening for his time to talk. He's listening to listen and to hear her, so he can pick through and pick up on the mistakes that you making and make right what you made wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And for my ladies, like, that shit don't excuse y'all just because your nigga ain't listening. You hear me? That shit don't make it right for you to go run into the arms of another man just because your nigga ain't like, rather he work too much for you to motherfucking sit there and bitch at him all goddamn night, or rather he just, you know what I mean, ripping around the streets too much for him to goddamn listen all night, or whatever his bearing is that makes it impossible to the point where he can hear you. That shit still don't make it right, because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, you'll feel some kind of way if you busting your ass, going to work every day, and fucking bringing home the paper, bringing home the bacon, and he want to sit and have time with you, but you like, look, you know what I mean? I got about 6 hours of sleep I got to get to. You hear me? I ain't really got time. Catch me on the weekend, this and the third. You know what I mean? Put yourself in their shoes. And it ain't right.
I want to say this too, and it go for women too. Like, you gotta know if your nigga is trying to make it work. And I don't knock no female that actually pays attention to trying to get back to square one with their nigga, like trying to kindle the 2 year, 3 year, 4 year mark of staying together. You know, because sometimes the love will get that bitch run dry. It really do.
It does.
Like, but if ain't nobody gonna take initiative, and I say that for both sides, if ain't nobody gonna take the initiative to listen to the other, you gonna always be fucked up, and that's what takes you to motherfucking square. That would take you into another relationship.
That's what takes you back to square one.
Yeah, take you back to square one and to put you in another relationship. Because I know me personally, I'm not really happy with the situations that I be dealing with. Like, but I try to stick them out. But at some point, I'm gonna be like, you know what? You not listening to what the fuck I gotta say. I'm listening to what you gotta say. I know what you want done, but do you know what I want done? I kind of got it. I listen to my significant other. I listen to my old lady. But the real fucking question is, I hear you.
But do you hear me?
But are you hearing me? Because I want to know, are you paying attention? Like, okay, let's go somewhere, and even if we just walk, shit, we don't have to spend money or get fucked up all the time. But let's just fucking walk, talk. We don't even do that shit no more. We don't walk nowhere together. We don't talk about nothing really. Like, it gets to a point where you just in a hamster where you just going in the same fucking circle. I'm like the fucking hamster that looked at the other hamster like, motherfucker, I'm tired of dealing with this shit. I'm jumping the fuck out. I'm gonna walk around this motherfucking, this little hamster. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around this shit by myself. Cause at the end of the fucking day, do I want this? Do I want to continue to sucker myself into this? Or do I want to move the fuck on? Like, Busy was saying, like, he came to a point with him that he was like, you know what? This is what I want. This new lady in my life, this is what the fuck I want. I'm seeing the future. I'm seeing our own crib, our own cars. You know, having a family type shit.
I'm gonna tell y'all what set it off for me and my new wife. You hear me? What set it off for me and her was, now make no mistake, I've always, like, in certain relationships I've been in, I've dealt with women, and I'm sure my fellas can attest to this. You got women that'll motivate you, like, physically, like verbally motivate you, like, yeah, you should go back to school, or yeah, you should do this, or yeah, you should do that. What was different about this relationship that I'm in now is the fact that she didn't just say, you know, I support you, whatever the case may be. She got down, you know what I mean, on her hands and knees and got it and is getting it out the mud with me right now. You hear me? Like, I told her, like, look, I'm studying for the apprenticeship for the shipyard. You hear me? And she was like, yeah, cool. I'm about to go to TCC to be a nurse, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But in either of those routes, you got to take a placement test so they can see exactly what your intelligence is. You hear me? And the amazing part about this individual that I'm with now is the fact that she didn't just verbally motivate me, like, oh yeah, you should do X, Y, and Z. You know, you got to study, blah, blah, blah. She got down there with me and was studying and was teaching me shit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all fellas, but one of the greatest turn-ons for me as far as women is intelligence. You know what I mean? Not just like. Not just intelligence in the sense of you got 1,000 fucking useless facts in your mind, but intelligence, like, you know what I mean? I can bring something different to the table in a relationship with you that no other broad has brought to the table. I find that intelligent. You know what I mean? And then on the split side, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what really pushed it, you know what I mean, over the edge, and what really sold me. You know what I mean? Today, me and my shorty was walking here. And we was walking through the park, you know what I mean, Tower Park for all those who don't know. And out of nowhere, firecrackers, you know what I mean, like fireworks just start, you know what I mean? And it was a night, a couple nights ago, where we went and sat down by Harbor Park. And, you know, we was having a real in-depth conversation, or whatever the case may be, and I was venting to her, like, yeah, you know, this was going on with me, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell y'all the exact context of the conversation, but it was some real in-depth shit, you know what I mean? And I shared with her, you know what I mean, a very dark part of, you know, myself, you know what I mean? And it was something that I felt that she needed to know so that we could move forward. So, you know, after that shit happened, and she gave me the response, and I was all with it. So, all types of love, you know what I mean? And as we kissing, like, fireworks just go off, you know what I mean? Because the tide ran the jump. And then after that, we saw dolphins. So I'm like, bitch, I was seeing dolphins in the motherfucking 7 cities. Nowhere. Yeah. But I'm in love. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel that's like a mystic creature to see that shit around here.
I say it like this. We got to wrap it up with this last 26 seconds. So we're going to shout out everybody that's been showing their support. And we're going to definitely be on tomorrow. Trust and believe it. You know, we loving the way that y'all chiming in. Y'all keep coming with subjects, or we gonna keep.
Shout out to Granby Comments. You had to dig. I'm a comment myself.
Yeah.
Shout out all the Job Corps people. You know what I mean, on my Facebook, and the ones that ain't even on my Facebook. You hear me? I love my.